Hi everyone. Thank you for being here. This is my third attempt. My name is Holly. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here. And thank you all for the wonderful comments yesterday. I have read them and I appreciate them so much. I started to feel worse as the day went on yesterday. It was not an easy day and I'm still not 100%. I'm going to kind of, I know when to push my body and try to feel better and what I need to do. And I know when I need to pull back and rest and just recover. And that was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was not an easy day physically. So, you know, it happens. We've all been there. So anyway, they keep telling me this is an important message and it's been coming up all morning. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and say it. And when I say they, I mean spirit guides, guardians. For me, I need to be very careful from now for probably the next at least month. I need to treat food as medicine. And I think that's where a lot of my problems started. And also just energetically, what am I consuming? And that's another big message for a whole lot of you. Be careful who you put your faith and your trust in. And also understand that spirit practitioners come in all variations, okay? So be careful energetically what you consume or what you're around. Just like you may not, smoke cigarettes, but if you walk into a room where every single person in there, it's a room of 30 people and they're all smoking, you're going to leave with secondhand smoke and smelling like smoke. So, it's the same with energy. What energy are you surrounding yourself with? And I really want you guys to think about that. So anyway, what is the goal of life? That's also what I'm hearing. It's to live. It's to live it. It's to live it, and it's to learn, and it's to explore, and it's some people come in with a very directed mission, but you know what? I hear a lot about people talking about life purpose and mission. I guess this is the direction we're going with this video. I used to just beat myself up all the time about, but I'm not accomplishing, I'm not doing it. What am I supposed to be doing? What is my purpose? What is my purpose? And almost just manic about it. And if I didn't accomplish extraordinary things every single day, I felt like a failure. You know what? It's not true. You are accruing knowledge all the time. You are learning life lessons that you will take with you from one lifetime to the next, or just in the right place at the right time to have the conversation with the person who may need that little show of kindness, who may need a little attention at that moment, who might need to hear you say, "Hi, it's nice to see you today," or, seeing a smile on your face might remind someone, "I haven't smiled in a long time," and try to find their happy, and it might encourage them to shift a mindset. It may not. Angry people are always going to be angry until they figure out where it's coming from and why. And sometimes there's nothing you can do about it or change it, so because it's something from the past, but you can change within how you deal with it. Okay, before I get too heavy into that, basically you take it over here. Take it over, Spirit, so I know what I'm saying here. You have the ability to direct the quality of your internal life, and that in turn will affect your outer life. Okay? I keep coming back to that near-death experience. And I know a lot of people have had them, and there's a great YouTube channel where people talk about their own. The messages all seem to overlap. We all seem to say the same things. It comes down to gratitude and love and just living. Let's get into a message. Let's look at the angels and auras cards. Okay. Let's see what is the dominant energy for the collective today. call on the divine. Call the creator, all that is, whatever you choose to call God. That one jumped to the side, so that's the one we're taking. Intuition, balance, connection, and spirit, divine self, and the color orange. Look at that light being. We radiate that kind of light, and sometimes we don't even know it. And that means we also have the ability to heal. Sometimes it's a combination of miraculous healing, spontaneous healing, and sometimes it's learning to listen to your body so that you learn how to take care of yourself. And I haven't been listening to mine very much lately. I needed a little earth grounding and beauty today, and my dragonfly on my mug. But yeah, so, you know, it's a combination of all of the above. But when you tap into that light, that's where you find your answers. Okay? So, anything else? I feel like there's something else that needs to be said about that. What else needs to be said about that? Creativity and the color orange. Find your, because that's sort of the sacral chakra color, or what's been attributed to that chakra. Okay, the path and the it's like a pavilion or two hallways is significant. Somebody's getting ready to look at the possibility of two paths, two roads, which one to take. Neither is wrong, neither is right. Both are simply options. Everything in your life is an option, and that's what they want you to hear. That is the biggest purpose of this. That's what's taken me this long to get to. Understand that it doesn't matter what you choose. It's why you choose it. The why is the important part. Focus on your feelings today. Focus on how you feel. And what energy are you bringing into the world? And if you need to sort of isolate and cocoon a little bit, then that's okay too. I know it feels a little disjointed, but it does. It feels like someone's getting ready to make a choice. It feels like someone's getting ready to face two different paths, find two different things, find two different ways of being, two different roads to travel. There will have to be a choice made. And again, there's no right and there's no wrong. There's simply actions. And you can always change again. Now, I don't feel like it's one where you can turn around and then decide to take the other path. Once you choose one or the other, if you don't like the one you're on, or it doesn't fit, or it doesn't feel right for you, then that one will branch off and you can choose again. People come into our lives for reasons. I'm also hearing that. People come into our lives for reasons. So if someone is questioning a situation, think about the lesson learned. Think about what you've gained, and think about how it's fine-tuned you. And maybe they're serving as an example of what not to be. All right, well, wow, we're 9 minutes in. I do feel like this was guided because before that last card, it's all kind of a blur. All right. You know what? Let's go to. I want to use this deck, the Energy Oracle deck. It's a Sandra Ann Taylor deck. This is one it looks like it's a lot smaller, but that's only because I cut it down. So let's see what I ask for guides and guardians to come into this reading for the collective. I ask for you to use these cards as a jumping off point to help direct the messages and to help me to know what it is that you want me to say to the collective. All right there. They said that's enough. So what is the message? What is the dominant message for the collective today? And they said leave it right there, just one. Appreciation. Immediately what I heard is you are appreciated. And I heard we appreciate you. So that is spirit talking to you. Appreciate your efforts. Appreciate your willingness to change. Appreciate, what else, please? And understand, this is guided speech. That's how I function. That's how I work. Okay? Come into your own. There's a gift and a blessing in the light that surrounds you. There's a gift in it for you. If you follow the truth of who you are, that is when you see your greatest, you could call it accolades, you could call it gifts, you could call it blessings, you could call it whatever you want, but that is when you receive the greatest sense of internal and external satisfaction, because you are being true to what you know. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about what other people are saying. If you make jam, make it because you love making it. And that love will be infused into it. And it will actually heal people, because when they consume it, they are consuming the essence of love that you've put into it. That's a simple example, but that's the one they're showing me. All right. Oh, a little stiff still. All right, and now we're going to just kind of jump around from deck to deck. We are using the Quantum Oracle. Same creator, Sandra Ann Taylor. I did not cut these down. Spirit, what else? This, I know I'm being kind of, I feel a little, my energy isn't like blah, 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 all over the place today, but it just feels like we're in a sacred space right now. I feel like we're in a sacred container that things are getting ready to shift. And I feel like the work is shifting. So, they said the one on the bottom. So a minute ago I took the one off the top because that's what I was directed to. Now I took the one off the bottom. So what is the message for the collective that you want me to convey? And use these cards as a jumping off point. Help me to understand the messages you want me to convey to the collective. Okay. All right. All right. They gave us 3. All right. Total of 5 cards. Change is coming in. All right. All right, here's what we've got. Milestone. Fear. Teacher. The Sacred Temple. Don't those kind of look like that's what's in the background of the Fear card? Or I mean, the Sacred Temple looks like it's almost like this building in the background that she seems so far removed from. And the last one, I love this card so much. The Vast Universe. All right. You are going to lead by example. And this is the message. You don't have to have any special woo-woo abilities. You don't have anything to prove. You teach by example. Think about the people that have created the most wellness comfort, security, and joy in your life. They're the ones that were the day-to-day, nose to the grindstone kind of workers, but it wasn't a work. It wasn't a job. It wasn't work and it wasn't a job. It wasn't a working situation. It was simply because maybe it was the person that got up and made breakfast for you every morning. Or maybe it's someone who, I don't know. But it's someone who made you feel safe simply because of who they were. And now, who you've become will be that same ray of light and hope for others. That's what you were teaching them. Milestones come in many forms. You can win a contest and get a prize. That's a milestone. You worked hard for it. Or the milestones could be the internal knowing that you've done a good job, that you have tried, and some days we succeed and some days we don't, but being a good person. If each and every person on this planet focused on trying to be a good person, think about what the world would look like. That is the milestone. It's the internal work. Today, and don't worry about next year, don't worry about next week. Today, focus on being a good person. Focus on being the person that you want. Be the person that you want, the kind of person you want around you. If if you're around somebody who's continually trying to drag others down and nitpick and pull them apart, well, then that's probably what they're doing with you and your name and your reputation. Fear, when the sacred temple is just right there, but it seems so far away. It is nothing more than a thought away, because you are the sacred temple. You are the teacher. You are the mentor. You are the vast universe. You are the spark of all that is and creation within you. The sacred temple is not a destination. The sacred temple is your soul. The sacred temple you're already there. This is a very almost serious feeling reading, but it's necessary. Tomorrow, I may make a video for tomorrow morning later today because it's still pretty early. I've been up half the night. Had trouble sleeping again. Or I may do it in the morning. I don't know, but we will have one for Friday and Saturday. And I think we'll be back on track and my energy will be more centered and grounded. But there's change coming, change in the practices of how we see ourselves and how we see spirit. There are changes coming with how we view our lives. They're going to be, I hear the word expansive. We're going to feel more expansive. We're going to feel as though we are not in our own isolated little bubble. We are going to start feeling our connection to everyone around us. And that's going to ramp up really quickly. No? Okay. Let's do this. Let's go to the Higher Self Oracle. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Something is brewing. Something is brewing. Okay. And this happened once before. I felt this once before, and it was not too long before, well, people who aren't willing to change, people who are not willing to do some self-evaluation, open their hearts and minds a little bit, people who are unwilling to think of the world as something much bigger than themselves and see themselves as the sacred temple. I think that's the path. I think that's the choice to make. The two diverging paths. People are going to almost feel like become memories because they refuse to grow and change. They refuse to acknowledge that growth and development is part of the human experience in a lifetime. And that doesn't mean a complete upheaval in the way you do things. It's more of an internal shift. So if you like, that doesn't, yes, you're going to stay in your home, do the things you would always do, make the food you make that you love, keep your circle of friends. I'm not saying you have to have a big shakeup like that, but what I mean is there needs to be an internal shift in the way we see ourselves and the way we treat others. That's it. Those who are not willing to put down that sword and stop trying to chop up everything in their paths for self-gain or just to prove how strong they are, I have a feeling we're going to have some boomerang effect sooner rather than later. This is a weird reading. I'm going to let it ride, and I am going to publish it. On the bottom of the deck of the Higher Self Oracle, forgiveness. We need to forgive ourselves for sometimes not always being as charitable as we need to be. And acceptance was on top. Accept that things are changing. Accept that we need to be... Oh my gosh, didn't we have these cards yesterday? Well, not forgiveness, but that one in balance in the middle I just pulled. So we need to become more flexible and go with the flow. We need to understand that if we are not flexible, if we have such rigid views, and if we are so sure we are right all the time, it doesn't leave any room for growth. Just like, I have no idea what is going on right now, but I'm just rolling with it because these are the messages I'm getting from Spirit. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Gosh, I almost feel like this breathless, fluttering feeling. I'm being told to say it's going to be okay. You are going to be okay. There isn't any, if some of you think this means like a big cataclysmic, event that's, no. For some it could be, but just on a personal level within your own life. They said open the deck of the angels and the auras again. We get this card a lot. Spiritual adventure. And yet again, it's the visually impaired woman on a train with her angel across from her. Her divine being helping her across from her. I think that's to help me understand that I don't have to have all the answers right now, and you don't need all the answers right now. You don't have to have them, because we have them within. The dominant message right now, here's what they, again, going back to the same thing. Here's the dominant message for right now and what they want everyone to internalize and focus on for the day. The next video, I think, will go back to a very direct, more specific message. But understand, today is the day to you're looking at two paths. And it has to do with what kind of person you are. Not events, not something happening, not the legalities and the specifics of the very human existence. This one is much more of sort of an esoteric message. It's the two paths that you are going to be facing today have to do with meeting your higher self. I just heard that. And I actually saw it written out in front of my vision, which that's kind of new. Well, I mean, that happens every now and then, but not often. I think it was to reinforce it. You are basically coming into union with your higher self for a message and for direction and for clarity about which path you're going to take in terms of who you are. What do you stand for? Oh, wow. Okay. This is big. Who are you? What do you stand for? What do you hold as your evident truths? What kind of person do you want to be? What will you accept? And what kind of energy, and I'm talking about on an energetic level, what energetic truths do you hold to? Focus on your heart and the light that radiates from your heart. How do you want to be treated? And yet, how are you treating others? Okay. Wow. Man, what an odd, energetic kind of reading today. All right, I know. This one has just been kind of heavy, but it feels incredibly important. Be the person that you want to meet. Be the person that you want to have in your life in terms of the people you meet and the people that you engage with. Be that person. Everything else will follow. Because we all know some people that, everybody has the ability to change, to grow, to develop. But some people almost feel like they've lost their humanity. And we need it more than ever right now. All right, this is super strange. I don't even know where to... Okay. If you feel extra vulnerable today, I'm feeling a little vulnerable, clearly. If you are feeling that way, it's okay. You are surrounded. You have spirit around you. You have your protection team. You have your guides. You have your guardians. But I believe we're getting ready to embark on a whole new way of looking at things and a whole new way of doing things. And if your body is even purging, like I think that was part of it yesterday, I was so swollen. I hurt everywhere. It's ached. And I think it's because there was almost like it feels like there was a cellular turnover or purge of some kind. I haven't fully wrapped my head around it yet. And maybe there's some things we don't have to. We just have to ride it out, roll with it, because I do feel like there are some changes coming, and it's going to lead us to a really good place. I think it's going to take the pressure off, and I think there's going to be a lot more happiness and joy coming in. Know you are loved. Know you are surrounded. Know that Spirit appreciates you. That was the first message. Spirit loves and appreciates you. You don't have to do this all on your own. Okay? Ask for help and ask for guidance, and it will be there. I am sending you love. I am sending you gratitude. We are all connected at a soul level. So let's try to build each other up. And I know you certainly helped me yesterday. Oh, not a good day. But we're coming through, and we're coming to the other side of the yucky parts. That's a technical term. All right, everyone. Again, focus on that perfect soul. Okay? We're going to get there, and it's going to be good. Call in that light, and I will talk to you soon.